Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Shannon and today I'm going to be filming a virtual sorority recruitment advice video. I'm going to be a senior at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and I've been in a sorority all 3 years. I know most colleges that are going to be rushing in the fall are going to have to do it virtual because of COVID. So I thought I would share some advice with you guys. So if you enjoy this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to me if you're not and you really like college videos. I'm going to be making a ton for my last year. If you have any requests for any other videos, leave them down below in the comments. So this video is going to be virtual advice and then some general advice as well. I made like a bunch of notes like a while ago before I knew everyone was going to be virtual. So some of the advice relates to the virtual recruitment and then some is just kind of in general. And then if you want me to make any other sorority videos like talking tips, what you should wear, stuff like that, let me know and I will definitely make those for you. So let's get into it. These tips and advice that I'm giving can literally apply to like current members. The current member is also going to be behind a camera and they need to present themselves well for the new member. So definitely watch this video too, even if you're a current member. So we're going to start off with the virtual advice and then I'll get into the general tips later in the video. So my first tip is to wear something that you feel great in, that you feel comfortable in, and you feel like yourself in. Right now I'm just wearing like a cute top. I put this one on because I really like this top and I feel good in it and I think it like stands out in the camera as well. Definitely focus on your hair, make sure your hair looks good, straighten it, curl it, do whatever that makes you feel comfortable. I probably wouldn't recommend putting it like up in a ponytail or a bun, especially because that could get cut off and you kind of would just look like, you know, not as cute. But if you can pull it off, I cannot pull off a bun or a ponytail very well. So if I'm like talking to a camera, I would not ever wear that. Another thing to go along with that is wear fun jewelry. So maybe wear a cute statement necklace or statement earrings that will help you like present yourself to the member. You definitely want to test out your camera, test out your makeup, test out your like entire outfit on your camera. Go on like Zoom a friend, Zoom somebody, and just make sure everything like looks put together. Make sure your top looks okay, make sure your hair looks good on camera, make sure your makeup looks good. Your makeup will look different in person than versus like on a Zoom camera. So if you need to add a little bit more eyeshadow or blush or whatever else it is, definitely do that. Also, definitely have like wireless earbuds to not get in the way of your whole outfit. So if you have AirPods or just normal wireless headphones, definitely wear those because you don't want to be wearing like a big headset on your head that could like distract from everything. And if you have a roommate in the room, you don't want to be hearing their whole conversation. So if you have wireless earbuds, that'll help you block out everything else going on and just let you focus on who you're talking to. Main point there is kind of wear something that will spark a conversation. So wear a fun top, wear fun earrings, fun makeup, anything like that. So moving on to number 2 is put your social media on public. Normally they say go private, you don't want them stalking you, blah, blah, blah. But that is not the case this time around. As a current member of a sorority, I loved stalking the girls. After I would talk to them, you would have like their note card, I'd have their name, and I would go find them on Instagram or Facebook. Now with virtual recruitment, the first round, at least at my school and many schools, you don't get to talk to anybody. They're literally judging you on your social media, what they've seen, and then what was in your application. So definitely put your social media on public, but with that, you need to archive any inappropriate pictures. So underage drinking with a bunch of boys. So just archive any inappropriate pictures and you'll be fine. So number 3 is to fill out the application as much as possible. Be so detailed with it. So as I mentioned before, the sorority is literally going to be basing you off of your social media and then your application. So you need to make sure your application literally says everything about you, put all the things you're involved with in high school, all your clubs, sports, activities, if you volunteered, just put some fun stuff about you. I can't remember what the application exactly was, but I remember you had to put your GPA, you had to put like where you went to high school, any clubs you were involved in, any sports, any like leadership positions, if you volunteered. So literally just put everything you've ever done on that because it will literally get you some pre-points. If you fill out the application and you've had a leadership position, you get a point for that. In the first round, you need as many points as possible since you are not talking to anybody, which sucks so bad. They're literally judging you off of paper, which sucks. So fill that sucker out as much as possible. This was a huge point of mine even before virtual recruitment because you can get points from it. Because all of this is all revolved around how many points you have. So you could get dropped from a house that they really liked you and you really liked them, but you didn't have enough points, or you didn't have as many points as another girl who maybe they didn't like as much, but they can't control that. Also, I'm not sure if like at U of I there's an optional video component, but I know at a lot of schools they say that you can send in a 30-second video for the sorority members to watch that shows a little bit about you. I definitely recommend doing that. It can be uncomfortable, I know, but just try to do that. Try to be in a fun mood. If you want to do it with a friend, have them behind the camera so it's a little more goofy and fun, and just like say everything about yourself. I'm really not sure like what the video is supposed to be because like we haven't been told anything, and I know potential new members at U of I haven't been told anything about that. So, but if there is a video component, definitely do it. It'll just give you an edge above everyone else. One tip I have for making the video is to just do an elevator pitch about yourself. If you don't know what an elevator pitch is, look it up online. It's what like you use if you're at a job fair and it just like talks about yourself. Literally talk yourself up. Like, oh, hi, I'm Shannon. I am a freshman. I'm really excited to rush. These are a few of my interests. These are a few of my hobbies. What you're excited about being in a sorority, kind of stuff like that. Just kind of list that stuff off. So moving on to tip number 4 is to have a cute background for each party. So make sure your background is fun. Don't have it be like too crazy or too boring or anything like this. I think this would be so fun. I know if you're in a dorm room, you don't have that much space, but maybe like make your bed cute, put a pillow, have some like pictures on the wall. If your background is crazy, the member that's talking to you is just gonna be like looking at the background and they're gonna be like, what's going on? And if you're messy, they're gonna be like, oh, this person's kind of messy. I don't know what that says about them. So make sure you have a clean, cute, fun background and something that could like spark a conversation. Also make sure you test out camera angles because you don't want to be like only showing like your head or like, you know, make sure you test out your camera angles. You want to have a nice angle. I would say this is pretty good. You're like top up. Make sure you're just like not like out of frame, or if you're like, make sure you're centered, just stuff like that. So going along with that, make sure you have good lighting. Right now I'm sitting in front of a big window, so I have no ring light. It's all just natural lighting hitting me right now, and it looks pretty good. So I know a lot of these like rounds can be at night, so it's gonna be really dark in your room, and I know dorm rooms don't have very big windows, maybe don't even have a window at all. So if you want to invest in a ring light, they're not expensive on Amazon. I'm literally gonna go buy a ring light on Amazon after I'm done making this video, like for my videos. I definitely recommend investing in a ring light or something similar so that you have that natural lighting, especially if your round is at night or your dorm room doesn't have very good lighting. Make sure you have good lighting because lighting is key. This goes for current members too. Have good lighting. Oh my God, I'm going to be so angry at people in my sorority if they're recruiting and they're like in a dark room and they don't have good lighting. I will be really angry. I'm probably not going to be recruiting because I'm a senior. They might make me, I don't know. But I kind of want to because I like know all these tips and other people definitely don't. So current members, if you're watching this, have good lighting. Buy a ring light. All the new members are gonna be buying ring lights. You need to have a ring light as well. The last like virtual tip is to research and stalk the sororities. So since you won't be actually going into the houses, at least for the first few rounds at some schools, you need to research and stalk them. You won't be able to see what their house looks like on the outside or the inside. You won't be able to see how the girls interact with each other. You won't be able to see like what all the members look like. You're literally probably just gonna see the 1 or 2 girls you're talking to and then the fake video that they make. The video's literally going to be fake most of the time. So you can't just judge like what you feel about the like house in general from their video because most of the time the video is fake. It's staged. It's not like genuine. Some houses do make them genuine. My house like tries to, but other houses that I've seen, I'm like, this is so fake. It's so similar to all the other ones. You won't really be able to judge off of that. So definitely stalk their social media. Each like school should have like a Panhellenic Instagram, and then they'll be like following all the houses. So definitely just go in there, find every single house, look at their Instagram, stalk it, stalk some girls that were tagged or that commented on it. If they're all public, stalk them, see what they're all about, see what they comment on other girls' pictures. Just stalk the heck out of these sororities And I would recommend this, honestly, even if it wasn't virtual, just because like I like to know a little bit more. I also recommend maybe like going on a little tour of your campus to all the houses. At U of I, the houses are just like spread out everywhere, so that would take a long time. But if your house is like a Greek row or whatever, maybe just go walk around, be like, oh, there's this house, so you kind of know what it looks like on the outside. Or maybe just like plug it into Google Maps, and then if they have like Street View, do that. I don't know, just so you can kind of get a feel for the sororities better. So also you could use Greek rank. Greek rank isn't always the most accurate, but there are some things on there that are accurate. I know a lot of times there's just girls like talking up their house and then people just trying to be mean because they want to be mean, but there is some like accurate information on Greek rank. If you want to use it, just be aware that some stuff might not be true. Don't use Greek rank to see like what the top houses are, because that is so skewed, and it's like the number one house isn't like always the best house. And like there could be a house up there that's like not a top house. I don't know, just because people like self rank, and then people lately have been like very mean on Greek rank. It's kind of funny to look at. So now moving on to the general advice. So this advice is just general advice, stuff that I would recommend, like whether you had virtual recruitment or if you had in-person recruitment. So my next tip is to be yourself. I know this could be hard if you're just talking to a camera. Some people might get camera shy, or some people might thrive off of just talking to a camera, not a real person. But just remember to be yourself. Talk about things that you're actually interested in, that you want to know. Don't be fake just because you're talking to a camera. Going along with that is to think of a few unique things about yourself before you start this whole process. Things that you can tell the member and they'll be like, oh wow, and that'll help you stick out. So definitely think of a few unique things and incorporate those into your conversation. So my next tip is to have questions prepared to ask the members. Members love when you ask them questions, whether it is about themselves, about the house, about like the college. Just ask questions. They love to know that you're like actually interested in them or the sorority in general. I loved when people would ask me questions because I love to talk about myself, but don't just ask them questions about themselves. You need to make sure you like say stuff about yourself too, because they're just going to remember, oh, I just talked about myself. I didn't even learn anything about that girl. So you could ask a question about them and then like start a combo with that and like talk about like what you want, you know? So like if you really like something and are passionate about something, maybe ask them about it. And then if they like are really excited about it, then you guys can have a great conversation. I definitely recommend asking about their house, especially with virtual recruitment. Maybe be like, well, what does your house look like? Do you live in the house? What's your favorite part about the house? Kind of stuff like that, just because you're not seeing their house. So you want to like imagine it in your head. I would also definitely ask if they have cold dorms, because my sorority at least, we all like sleep in the same room. So you don't know that if it's just virtual recruitment, and that is something I would love to know. The cold dorms are literally, they're not bad. With COVID, don't know how they're gonna do it, but by the time you're living in the house, there hopefully won't be COVID, or there will be a vaccine. But definitely ask like how their bedrooms are situated, if the bed is in the room or if it's a cold dorm. I would really like to know that. Don't be scared too if it's a cold dorm. Hopefully they hype it up. You get great sleep. It's fine. So don't be scared about that if they do say like they have cold dorms. If you don't know what cold dorms are, it's basically just bunk beds in one room that's dark all the time and really cold, so you can sleep well. My last tip, the most important, is to take notes. Take frickin' notes. I like still have my recruitment stuff, but Illinois Panhellenic gave us this little like booklet, and in it had like every sorority, and you could like take notes on it. I just took notes on my phone because it was easier. You have that on you when you're like walking to different houses. But now since you're like virtual, you just can have literally a notebook next to you, write down what house you're about to talk to. Definitely after you're done talking to the girl, write down notes, write down what she was wearing, what her name was, obviously what sorority, what you guys talked about, something you liked, something you didn't like. Just stuff like that will help you remember it so much better. When you're watching the videos, write down everything. Write down what they did in the video, if they looked fake, if they looked cute, if they looked like they liked each other, stuff like that. So, and if you're watching the video on Zoom, I feel like you could just take notes while you're doing it because nobody's watching you. But I don't know how that's gonna work. Taking notes will really, really help you decide in the end, like what houses you want to keep, what houses you wanna throw out, which ones you like the best, which ones you don't. What I did was I would rank each house that I went to. So if I went to like one house first, I would like write their name down. But then if I went to another house but I liked them better, I would go into my notes section and I would rank them above. I would rank as I literally went to the houses, and that made it so much easier in the end when I had to go vote for like who I wanted and who I wanted to throw out. So definitely recommend to do that. So take notes, rank them along the way. It'll be so much easier for you guys to do that because it's virtual. You don't have to run around every house. We literally had to run to houses in our heels in the hot weather. You guys should be very, very happy that you do not have to do that. I know it would be better to talk to girls in person, but that's one perk of virtual recruitment. You do not have to run and you don't have to look sweaty. If you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, especially if you are going to go through sorority recruitment in the fall or in the spring, good luck to you guys. I hope you guys find the house that you love and make a bunch of new friends, even though this whole experience is going to be crazy. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, give me a like. If you want to leave a comment for a video request or just say something to me, that's cool too. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.